Guys, and welcome to today's video. So today I'm going to be doing a review of the new Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin Serum Foundation. So this is a very exciting review as it's my very first Danessa Myricks product that I'll be testing, and it honestly has incredible claims, and I'm very excited to see how it does on my oily combination textured acne prone skin. My skin really puts foundations and complexion products through the ringer. I will also be testing the Danessa Myricks Twin Flames Multi-Chrome Pigment, which is their liquid eyeshadow. This is brand new as well. Cannot wait to actually see it in action on the eyes and see how it performs. So if you're interested in seeing how either of these guys perform and how they wear throughout the day, I will be doing a wear test, then keep on watching. So this foundation is a skincare hybrid foundation with medium buildable coverage that effortlessly creates natural looking skin-like glow. It is medium coverage, radiant finish. It has jojoba oil that intensely moisturizes and softens the skin, hyaluronic acid to hydrate and plump the look of fine lines and wrinkles. It has olive-derived squalene, known to balance oil production and diminish visible signs of aging. It is lightweight, contains ingredients to protect the skin with free radical targeting antioxidants. It is also a refillable product, a refillable packaging. So I mentioned in the haul that I recently did, you can check that out. The link will be down below if you want to see the other products I got, that you can unscrew the bottom off of it, and then the top, if you get the actual both pieces, the top comes off, and then this little plastic part here you can purchase separately, and it is a cheaper way to refill your product. It also is not only going to be more affordable for you if you love the foundation, but it's also going to be better for the environment because all this extra packaging here is not going to be produced and thrown out as often. So this is the packaging up close. It is a really, really beautiful, stunning product. I really like that. The top twists off and it is like a dropper. I got the shade 1P, which I believe is the lightest shade because I am quite fair. This is the formula. It is like a bit of a thinner, kind of more liquidy consistency. So yeah, let's go ahead and see how this baby does. I have primed the skin. Let's go ahead and blend this in. Where did I put my beauty blender? There she is. It is quite light actually. So, oh, it is like quite light. It's a little bit light for me, but we can bronze it up nice. Yeah, it's like even light for my neck. So every brand is different. Honestly, I find that some brands, their lightest shade is still like maybe matches me perfectly, or I could go a tiny bit lighter. And I know I'm definitely not the fairest of them all. So I typically have been lately getting the fairest shade because I've had too many times where I don't, and then it's too dark for me. But now sometimes that also can backfire, which you're seeing now, but it's not too bad. I feel like once we have it blended in and bronze it up, it's not going to be too bad. And I also could eventually either get a new shade and mix, or I could just mix with another foundation to make it more usable, especially in the summer months once I get a bit of a tan. But we're just going to look at formula for now. Let's do one half of the face to see what it looks like. The coverage is better than I expected. Like obviously my blemishes are poking through, some of my scarring and all of that, but it's concealing all of that redness and all of that uneven skin tone. So it's looking really nice actually. Blend that into the hairline so we don't make it too noticeable that it's quite light. Okay, so I mean, obviously when I have it on half my face, it looks like it's literally white. More on the white side, like on the light side than I would prefer. So 1P is very fair with pink undertones. So the next one was 2G, which is very fair with golden. And then it goes fair with pink. And then 4N, it looked way, 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 way too dark for me. I would probably be the neutral undertone, but I can also get away with cool undertones as well. So that's why I'd probably be 3P. I feel like I would be 3P. But you have to remember, like, look at how much more color my face has than per se like my arm. You know what I mean? So, or like my neck. So matching my face isn't necessarily the best way to do it either. You kind of want to match as much as possible. I'm a little bit of a paint by number kind of thing. Let's just go ahead and do the rest of the face, and then we'll talk about how it actually looks on the skin. But yeah, definitely if you are fairer than me, then 1P it is safe to say that 1P is quite fair. And I think those who have very, very fair skin can get away with purchasing this and being happy with the shade. It's looking very natural on the skin. When I do look up close, I do see the, you know, blemishes, some freckles, some scarring poking through. So I would say it's a medium coverage. I think that was accurate, but just, it was probably also the difference between my skin tone and the actual shade that made it seem like it was very, very pigmented. Not to say it's not pigmented and has nice coverage, but I would say it's up to its claims with the medium coverage. I'm gonna maybe build it a little bit in a couple areas to see if it's buildable though. It looks very natural. It looks and feels a little bit hydrating. You can tell it's a serum foundation. I've used a couple serum foundations and they do have almost like a more kind of, well, serum-y consistency. Like it feels, I'd hate to say oily, but like a little bit on the oilier side. But it's not too bad considering I'm an oily skin type. It's not uncomfortable for me. So I'm not like mad about it, but I just would hope that this like feeling would set down. So hopefully it's not still kind of that stickiness or that yeah, oiliness once it's set. We'll have to see. But in terms of how it's looking on the skin, I'm really happy with it. And it does feel quite hydrating to the skin. So that's really, really nice. I think if you had dry skin, you would really enjoy that. I'm gonna add a little bit more, just a little bit for the chin. And then like where there's scarring here. Does that have a scent or is this just me? I don't know. I can't tell if it has a scent. No, I think it's just, I don't know, to be honest. I do think it's a little bit buildable. You can see that it's covered a little bit more. But blemishes, I would say you're going to probably need a little bit of concealer. I'm going to actually just go ahead and finish my makeup. And then I'm going to come back and show you guys what it's looking like. Sorry, I thought I had these bra straps pinned back well enough, but they keep poking out. So I'm going to go ahead and finish up my makeup and then I'm going to move on to the eyeshadow and then show you what it looks like completely, you know, finished and set and all of that jazz. Okay, so I've finished the majority of my makeup aside from my eyes, and now we're going to go ahead with the liquid eyeshadow. So as I said, this is called the Twin Flames liquid eyeshadow. It is a high impact liquid eyeshadow that displays an ethereal shift between two shades that complement each other. When applied, its high pigment immediately resonates through a dazzling multi-dimensional chrome look. It acts as a standalone eyeshadow, lip or cheek pigment, delivers crease proof up to all day wear, and it is optimized for a masterful dual color explosion. This is the shade Star Ruby, which is a rose quartz with a lemon gold shift. And it, like, let me tell you, these are intense. So I want to get a good swatch for you guys. Yeah, there we go. So when you look at it in some lights, you see that like ruby, like rose quartz shade. And then in other lights, you'll see that like yellowy gold. So it's really, really pretty. I went with like a kind of a rosy, purpley, subtle, like neutral look for the eyes so that this can be like the main focus. So let's go ahead and see. Holy smokes. I'm going to go ahead and apply it just with the applicator all the way. I'm going to grab a brush and just apply a little bit to the tip of the brush because I want that nice line. And we'll go to like there. And then I'm just going to pat. I'm going to use my finger actually pat that edge. Yeah, that my finger works a little better. Wow, that's stunning, guys. It's really easy to apply as well. Like the applicator is nice and small and it works well with the brush if you want to do that. You could probably get a pretty crisp line with the applicator, but it is a little easier with a brush. So when you don't blend it out, it looks very intense. And then as you kind of pat it, it goes to a little bit of a softer look, but still really, really beautiful. Oh, that's so stunning. I'm gonna build it a little bit. I want like the main part of the lid. Where did I put it? I want just like right here to be really bright. Yeah, like that. I feel like when I pat it, I'm taking away a lot of the shine, which I don't love. I feel like you have to kind of place it. But then I don't know. It's just not, maybe it's just the lighting too. You just gotta work with it a little bit. Okay, yeah, that's good. That's better. So you can build it as well if it's not like as noticeable as you want it to be. And it definitely was the lighting, because I kept seeing just the yellow and it didn't look like that bright ruby, but if you like tilt your head in the different light, it shows up more. So that is stunning, guys. That's stunning. You know what? I shouldn't have put a gloss on. I'm going to just blot some of this gloss off. Just leave the color underneath. And I'm going to put a little bit on the center of the lips. Oh, wowza. Holy smokes, that's so pretty. And it looks really nice on the lips. I've put a liquid eyeshadow on the lips before and it almost looks like crusty when sometimes they dry down like cracked. Like, you know what, the Ciate London ones are really stunning, but every time I use it, I notice it like gets almost like all cracked and dry. This feels a little bit kind of heavy on the eyes. Like I can feel it, but I did add a lot. So it's definitely not that bad. And it seems to be staying nice and like it's not cracking. It's not drying down funny. So I really like that. We will see how it actually wears. Because again, sometimes throughout the day they can fade. Sometimes the pigmentation doesn't last. Sometimes it ends up like falling out onto your cheeks. Sometimes they end up getting dried and cracked. So I will let you guys know not only how the foundation but also the eyeshadow looks. Let me go ahead and apply mascara and then I will show you what the foundation's looking like set. Okay guys, so this is the finished look. I'm enjoying the eyeshadow for sure. I did have a tiny bit of irritation. Like it almost felt like the tiniest bit stingy while it was setting down. But now that it's set down, it's not bothering me anymore. So I have really sensitive eyes. That's probably why. But if you have really sensitive eyes, just beware. It might irritate them a little bit. But it's looking really nice still. I do really enjoy the way that it's looking. It even worked on the lips pretty good. It's looking a little bit patchy on the lips, so I would say it's probably best for the eyes. In terms of the foundation, I have mixed emotions about it. I do really like the way how it's so lightweight and natural on the skin. The coverage is a good medium. I don't think you can really get any higher, but that's okay. The only thing is there's a couple little areas where I feel like it's like accentuating my texture. So like around the nose area, and I did just exfoliate. So around the nose area, it's looking a little bit kind of like patchy and like a little, not super smooth, but then like right here and down, it does look really smooth. So, but on the forehead too, I'll show you guys up close what I mean. It just doesn't look perfectly flawless, but it's not too bad. So it could also be the powder. I think what I'm going to do is a day 2 for the foundation to show you guys maybe with a different primer and with a different powder, with a different concealer. That always can make a huge difference. Sometimes products just don't work together. So yeah, I'm going to do a day 2 for the foundation, but I still will let you guys know how this wears for day 1. So stay tuned if you want to see how this foundation and liquid eyeshadow wears and see a day 2 with different products for the foundation. So I'll see you guys in a little bit. Okay guys, so it has only actually been 7 hours since I finished my face makeup. We're looking real rough. This foundation did not hold up very well. It's now oily, even though it looked kind of dry before, and it is breaking down. It just doesn't look that flawless smooth. It's come off in the areas. I had a mask on for a couple of hours. I got my nails done. And finally, and it like completely came off. So it's not transfer proof. It's not really holding up very well and looking really nice. And it's only been 7 hours. So I will do a day 2, use some different products, hopefully get a better experience. The liquid eyeshadow is honestly stunning. It does look a tiny bit patchy. Like when I pull down, do you see that? How it almost like isn't in some areas. But I wonder if I applied too much. I think I'm gonna, when I do day 2 of the foundation, try like just applying it with my finger in a lighter layer, because on my hand it looks really nice and not as patchy. So we will see if that was maybe more my bad. But the foundation I'm really not loving so far, but hopefully day 2 will go better. So I will see you guys for day 2. Hey guys, so it is day 2 and I actually hadn't even had a minute to take a video. I did take a photo of a couple hours after I had done the makeup. Honestly, I was feeling a little better about it this time, thinking, you know, maybe I just felt it maybe looked a little bit less dry. I was like, okay, it's not too bad. Still a little bit textured. And then the eyeshadow, I did a lighter layer and I feel like it looks a little more even. So I definitely recommend not like you kind of want to maybe not apply too much, if that makes sense, or just do it in light layers and kind of blend it in. I felt like because I applied it in such thick layers and didn't really blend it too much, it's a little finicky because it did get a little patchy the first time I used it. It's maybe not my favorite liquid eyeshadow because I've just had better experience. Like for example, the Natasha Denona is probably my favorite. It has a more brighter, noticeable duochrome effect, and I find it's so user-friendly. It doesn't get patchy at all. It is so comfortable, easy to use, and just is a dream. These are really nice. I still recommend them. Like you can really see it in the natural light. It's stunning. But I just wanted to warn you, you know, like if you're having trouble with it getting patchy, maybe do light, like thinner layers, because I found that worked a lot better for me. So for the foundation, as you can see, we're not looking too hot. So it has been almost 4 hours, which isn't that long. Now I haven't developed much of a shine, but you can even just see like all my texture is poking through. It's not smoothing over the area. It doesn't look super like hydrating and dewy anymore. I just wore a mask for literally 5 minutes and look at my nose. It completely came off. Like it's one of the least transfer. You can see my son back there. Say hi, Hudson. It's one of the least transfer proof foundations I've ever tested, unfortunately, which is so sad because I was so pumped about this one. And I don't know if you guys will be able to see this. To seal that creasing, I used a concealer that I'm very familiar with, that I love, the One Size concealer. It barely ever creases on me, especially when I lock it in with powder like the one I did today, which is the Maybelline Fit Me, which is my favorite. And I noticed this like within a couple of hours. So I think it's because I went underneath with a bit of the foundation, and it does almost have a bit of a greasier, like slippier feel to it before you set it. And even still, like on my nose, like it feels a little like kind of greasy. So I do feel like that kind of, the concealer didn't get to lay down nice, like it almost broke apart the concealer over top of it. So unfortunately, I don't recommend the foundation. I personally don't love it. I don't think that it is the best out there. And it just not only didn't have the greatest application, but also the greatest wear. The eyeshadow, as I said, I do recommend. I still really, really like it. It's beautiful, and I'm actually want to try some other shades and see how those ones perform. Maybe some darker shades would be fun to play around with. So yeah, that's my final review. I was planning on doing a full day wear test, but didn't even feel it was necessary. I already know how I feel after wearing that mask for literally 5 minutes, and just all of the things combined, I just personally don't love it. So yeah, that's the end of today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed, found this video helpful, and I will see you guys next time. Don't forget to subscribe and give me a thumbs up down below. Thanks guys, bye.